What's up everyone, this is FP Sticks. One of the most frequent questions that I get on my YouTube comment section or on my Twitch live streams is people asking me which Pokemon they should power up. Say they have two different Pokemon with different IV combinations and they're wondering which one would be more worth the investment to power up. Especially with XL Pokemon now in the game, you really have to kind of decide which one is going to be worth that steep XL Candy and Stardust investment, and my answer is pretty much always the same. You got to decide for yourself. And so in this video I'm going to kind of show you the process that I personally go through every time that I have different Pokemon that I'm considering powering up, especially with Ultra League rolling around this week and with XL Pokemon. I definitely am looking into a lot of these PvPoke simulations and pairing the different IV spreads with the majority of the meta that is in that particular league. So I'm going to show you some resources of how you can figure out which IV combination is going to ultimately be most worthwhile for you to power up. So before we get into this, make sure if you appreciate this content to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's jump right into some analysis here. So the first resource I want to show you all is Go Stadium's rank checker, their IV rank checker. So you can see the URL here, and I'll try to have this link in the description as well. But this simulator here is essentially going to tell you what PvP rank your particular IV spread is on your Pokemon. So up here you select whatever Pokemon you want. Let's just go with Machamp because that's what they originally had. This is where you plug in the IVs. So this first stat is the attack IV. Let's just do some random numbers here. The second stat I believe is the defense here, and the final one is the HP. I'm ranking this for Great League. Let's do it for Great League. And we'll just leave this as Wild Catch, level 40. Obviously Machamp maxes out way above Great League stats. So when you click View Stats, right here, you're going to see that this particular IV spread of 7, 10, 13, which is what I plugged in, and actually is labeled here Attack, Defense, Stamina. This is a rank 471 Machamp for Great League, and this is out of 4,096 different possible IV combinations. So this Machamp IV spread is actually pretty decent, and you can see it is able to get to level 18 for Great League, and it's able to reach a CP of 1492, so fairly close to 1500, which is why this is probably a decent rank. Let's see how this is for Ultra League. Before we move on to Ultra League, you can actually see the number one IV spread here for Machamp is 0, 14, 11. It actually has this listed for you, all the different rankings right there. But what about this IV spread for Ultra? This would not be a very good Machamp for Ultra League. It's ranked 1,244, again out of 4,096. Rank 1 is obviously the best possible rank, meaning that you're going to have the highest possible stat product, which is why Pokemon that max out above whatever the CP cap is in that league, you typically want a low attack stat because attack is more heavily weighted into the CP formula, and what we're essentially trying to do is put as many stats into that Pokemon as possible without having it go above that CP range. So this would not be a very good Machamp for Ultra League. It only gets to 2,487 CP, and you can see the number one IV spread is 0, 15, 14. So you can do this with any Pokemon, and this will tell you kind of in general how good that Pokemon is compared to all of the other IV spreads. However, we are now going to get into the most important thing that you should do, and especially when you're thinking about building something that's going to be a pretty big investment, Stardust and Candy-wise, and that is actually going over to pvpoke.com. And what we're going to do here is run what are called matrix battles. So, for example, let's take Sableye, for example, all right? So I'm going to plug Sableye in here. When you click Advanced Stats and IVs, this is where you can edit the Pokemon's level and their IV spread. So let's compare this Hundo Sableye So 15, 15, 15, best buddy boosted, level 41. This used to be the best possible Sableye before XLs were introduced, right? So I'm going to add this Pokemon. I'm going to add another Sableye. Going to go to the advanced stats. I'm going to click level 51 and click maximize. So technically Sableye can go up to level 49.5, and this IV spread is going to be 0, 15, 15. This is technically the best possible Sableye that you can have, talking about XL wise. And then what we're going to do is plug in my Sableye that I ended up building, my return Sableye, which is slightly XL. I think it gets to 12, it's 12, 15, 14. So it's going to get to 1498. So I have these 3 different Sableyes. And what I'm going to do, where it says quick fill on this new custom group, I'm going to pair this up against the Great League meta. So you can see this auto fills with the top meta picks for Great League. You can also add whatever other Pokemon you want as well, but these are like the highest rated Pokemon in Great League, and so these are really the matchups that you're going to want to worry about. What I recommend you do down here underneath options is set this to maximum stat product for the IVs. So this is just going to pair these 3 different Sableyes against the best possible Pokemon stat-wise in Great League. And then you can also change this to new buddy level cap again, just trying to pair them against the best possible Pokemon. So we click battle, and now down here, you can see the different matchups taking place here. Any number above 500 is going to have this like filled in explosion symbol, and this means that you win that matchup. So one immediate like noticeable difference here is that the new best possible Sableye, so the 0, 15, 15, beats the best possible Abomasnow in the 1 shield. So what I can do is I can click on this right here. This is going to pull up the matchup. And when I go down here, you can see, yeah, sure enough, Sableye beats this in the 1 shield now, which is pretty cool. On my particular Sableye, it is a tie in the 1 shield. It's a tie in the 1 shield, but I do win in the 0 shield. And this is actually kind of wild, right? Because right here, this is crazy. The best possible Sableye loses in the 0 shield, but wins in the 1 shield. My particular Sableye wins in the 0 shield, but loses in the 1 shield. So it's kind of an interesting change there. Looking at all these other different matchups, not too much is different. Here's another example here against Galvantula. This is actually pretty big here. Against Galvantula, the 0, 15, 15 Sableye is able to beat Galvantula in the 1 shield. It looks like it actually cleanly beats it in the 0, the 1, and the 2. So pretty impressive there, just going straight foul play. Let's see how this compares. So obviously my Sableye here loses this matchup only in the 1 shield though. So that's something that I have to be aware of. I can still win in the 0, I can still win in the 2 shield, but I'm going to lose in the 1 shield because I'm lacking some bulk there. So we can continue going through these matchups. Here's another instance, Shadow Machamp. The best possible stat product, Sableye, wins this in the 0 and the 1 shield. My Sableye only wins it in the 0 shield. So again, another matchup that I have to be aware of. Munchlax. This is actually pretty impressive that the Sableye can beat Munchlax in the 1 shield. It's barely able to get to this return. And my Sableye can only beat Munchlax in the 0 shield. But this is kind of wild right here. Look at this. The best possible stat product Sableye cannot beat Scrafty in the 1 shield. If I click on this, it beats it in the 2 shield. That is if you're able to successfully bait, obviously. But you lose in the 1 shield. My Sableye, I cleanly beat it in the 1 and 2 shield. But again, that is all based on baiting. And so the whole point of this is you have to decide for yourself what is the best possible IV spread for your Pokemon, especially with these XL Pokemon that are now being released. We'll look up like an Abomasnow matchup next as well. But what you're going to find is that sometimes having a slightly worse overall stat product, meaning most likely having a higher attack stat, sometimes that's actually a little bit more favorable. You're going to most likely win the mirror match because you'll probably win CMP against the charge move. You might hit an attack breakpoint for your fast moves on some of these matchups. For example, let's take a look at my Metacham. Let's hang out here in Greatly. The XL Metacham I'm using right now is just a hundo. It's the one that I previously had built. It's going to be able to get to level 43.5. Let's compare this with the new best possible Metacham. Still against the Great League meta with the best possible IV spreads. There is not a whole lot of difference here. Not a whole lot of difference at all. The only thing that is slightly different is that the new top IV spread Metacham, the XL, is able to beat Galvantula in the 0 and the 1 shield, whereas my Metacham that I'm using, I can only beat it in the 0 shield, but it's actually a little bit more favorable of a win for me. So I do need to be aware of that with the Galvantula matchup. This is pretty cool. I'm going to beat like the opposing Metacham right here. It's a very close fight, but I'm actually going to slightly beat the opposing Metacham in the mirror match, and all of these other things are very, very close, almost no difference there. And so this is just all about the resources that you have. If you don't have a lot of XL candies, but you really want to start using these XL Pokemon, it's up to you to decide whether or not that is worth the investment. Let's head on over to Ultra League. So I'm going to fill this with I'm going to go up here and change this to Ultra League. I'm going to go down here and change this to Premier Cup Meta. It autofills there. Let's go with the Abomasnow here. So previously, the best Abomasnow that you could have was a Hundo IV, and you could best buddy it at level 41. Let's see how this compares with the new best possible Abomasnow. It gets up to level 51. And let me really quick look up the IV spread on my current XL Abomasnow that I'm going to be using. All right, so my XL Abomasnow is 6'12", and it gets to level 40, what is it, 49? Yeah, it gets to level 49, because that's what it is right there. So once again, I'm still having this as the maximum stat product for the Pokemon that I'm going up against in the Ultra Premier meta, and let's see what we find here. Okay, this is actually, like, some of these Abomasnow matchups are pretty wild, but the right here immediately the new best Abomasnow being the level 51. This is obviously a tie in the mirror match, but my Abomasnow really cleanly beats this matchup here. And let's actually see here. Powder Snow's doing 5 damage. So they're still doing the same amount of damage, but because I'm able to win CMP the entire time, I'm able to cleanly take that match. And you can see not a lot is changing here. Here's one matchup that the level 51 Abomasnow does pick up is Poliwrath. It's probably bait dependent though. Yeah, you only pick it up in the 1 shield and it's bait dependent. So again, it's up to you to decide whether or not that is worth all the extra candy and the dust, but not a lot changes here. Not a lot changes here. And in some of these matchups, like against Togekiss here, my Abomasnow actually has a higher win percentage because I'm most likely hitting some sort of attack breakpoint with my Powder Snow where it's doing more damage. My Powder Snow is doing slightly more damage, or my charge moves are slightly doing more damage, which is why that is a slightly better matchup for me. But I don't want to make this video too long. This is the process where if you are serious about PvP and before you make any huge investments, especially into these XL Pokemon, go through this process yourself and decide for yourself which one of your Pokemon is worth the investment. I hope that this video was able to give you some insight on my current process for how I build my PvP Pokemon, and I hope that it can help you when you're building your PvP Pokemon. So once again, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.